We're just two friends who love the movies, call each other every morning.
Hey, good morning, Mitch.
Good morning, Sam.
So, um, yeah, man. Our group chat was in a big, big fight. We were just tearing each other apart. About whether Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, is a 2025 movie or not. Um,
Actually, you were tearing me apart for watching movies on iPhones and small television sets. But yeah, there was a little bit of a debate about the whole bloody affair, which is a totally uninteresting argument to me.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't see it as a 2025 movie, but I wasn't gonna like it's like you said, it wasn't interesting to me to make the argument that I just didn't want to get into any kind of argument about it. If any of us wanted to put it on it, I guess it's their personal choice, but for me, I just don't see it as a 2025 movie.
It's easy enough to argue for it, but I don't care. It's not going on my list. I'm not watching
Yeah, so I mean, if Wesley wants to put it as his number 1 through number 10, as he said he was gonna do,
it.
then that hey, good for him, man. Good for him.
Yeah.
So I know that our previous episode we discussed Marty Supreme, right? I didn't want to go too much into detail about it, but I just wanted to briefly say a few more things on it. Because I did watch it a second time with Vanessa.
Yeah, nice. I heard that she liked it better. I mean, didn't like it as much as one battle after another. So I
Yeah,
guess
so so
that's okay.
she actually enjoyed one battle after another more than Marty Supreme. And you know what's funny, man? As like on second watch, I always like obviously I like to I'm more aware of the audience, right?
Oh yeah.
Like are the audience digging it? Like what's going on? And for the most part, I think the audience they were digging it, right? But it was so funny getting out of the theater and just hearing like a whole bunch of people and I, they were just simply talking about like how they wanted to root for this guy, but he was just so unlikable, you know? That was like the main complaint that I was overhearing from people as they were walking out is
Uh-huh.
that they wanted to enjoy the movie more, but it was kind of hard to do so because of how unlikable Marty Supreme was.
Uh-huh.
And I found that interesting because for me, yes, he's unlikable, but you still root for him, right?
Well,
Uh,
one of the more interesting reviews that I read on Letterboxd was saying he was troubled by just looking around the theater and watching everybody do the opposite of what you're describing. They were all cheering for him uncritically, and he
yeah,
thought that was kind of a problem.
yeah, yeah. I can see that as a bit of a problem. I look, Mitch. When I rewatch things, there's usually three outcomes, right? There's one, obviously, I'll tell you, man, I love this even more the second time around. Or two, um, I actually love this less. Or
Uh-huh.
three is like I still loved it about the same.
Uh-huh.
Uh, After I got out of this movie, mine was about I loved it about the same as I did the first time.
Uh-huh.
If there's anything missing, it's that high I felt. Although that last scene did kill me, right? It was just an emotional like punch.
Uh-huh.
Um, that being said, I I did notice a lot of its flaws more the second time around, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's a perfect film. And I was talking to my buddy John about it, and you know, I described it as and I know we compared one battle after another to Marty Supreme, but I described it as Marty Supreme felt more like a roller coaster, right? It had some really high highs, but it also had some really lows, but it also had some like really highs, right? Whereas one battle after another was kind of like if you're going up a hill. It's slower, it's a little slower, it's not as fast paced and erratic, but it keeps climbing and it keeps climbing and it gets more intense and it gets more intense. Both are very different trips, very different trips. Um, but I do think, and like I said, I feel this way because after watching it a second time, I do feel like there is a key scene missing in this movie, and
Okay.
that it comes towards the end. I don't think that there's really a true moment of realization. Um, I wish they would have had a moment, and you get something very brief when he just won and he's lying there on the floor. But I wish there
Uh-huh.
was a moment where he realized he was an asshole. All this didn't was for nothing, right? It felt there. It didn't feel as smooth as I think they were wanting it to. And after hearing what Safdie had said, that really the movie was supposed to go on a little longer, it makes sense.
Well, what you said last time kind of unlocked the ending for me because you were saying that there's a analogy to be made between Safdie finishing and receiving some acclaim for Uncut Gems and then
Yeah,
being a father. And I thought, yeah, man, he was in. You can imagine him fighting tooth and nail to get this movie made and for it to work, and all
yeah,
of the problems that beset being the director, one of two directors in that case on the movie, trying to make it work, trying to make it happen, getting there. It's like also he wasn't in like the championship. He wasn't like really an Oscar contender.
yeah,
But he was still, playing a game that everyone was watching and that meant something to everyone and that there was some actual kind of win for. Um, and he didn't have to eat mud or kiss a pig or whatever. But then it was just like it was something that he celebrated. It was something that meant something to him, because he loved the game too. That's one of the complicated parts. Like he loves this game, actually too.
yeah,
It's not just about like the material gain of winning. Like this is like what he was meant to do in some way. Like he has this gift from the gods. Um, but so all of that was kind of working for me as I was dwelling on it later. And then but then the bottom line is you go home. You go home and you see the thing that really matters. It's not the dream, it's love.
yeah, yeah. I mean, all that resonated with me, right? The whole backstory, it makes sense. I just think that within the film itself, I do wish that there was like maybe they lingered longer while he was on the floor. It just felt very kind of like, well, he's there, and then now he's over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
sympathetic to this rewrite, but I'm worried that if they did linger longer, then you would start to put too much stock
well,
in the thing. Like I like that it almost felt muted. Yeah, like the victory felt muted because it wasn't the thing.
yeah,
It was.
that wasn't the real finale.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It was like anti-sports climax in a way, even though it had all of the character of a sports climax. Like there's
yeah,
something where it like turned the sound down and you're like, huh, this doesn't feel like quite as cathartic as I'm used to in this scenario. And
I
it's
guess you're
because it
right.
wasn't quite as cathartic.
I guess you're right. Especially like I had noted, like the last time, it was interesting in other sports films. You see everyone like cheering, and then at the end, everyone is just so disappointed. Uh,
Yeah, that
and
was another thing that was really working for it being an anti-sports climax is that most of the audience was disappointed. Uh, and like his it was like an anti-mentor, anti-coach character that the O'Leary guy, and he was disappointed, and it was like he had disappointed basically everybody there, but it was meaningful to him. Like, it's so interesting, man. I think this really it's gonna keep it's keeping the gears turning.
Yeah, you bring up some good points. You bring things up that have me thinking about it a lot more. And it's interesting. Although I love the ending, I'm kind of curious how. I don't know if you saw, but they did plan on making it longer. It's just they ran out of money, like the
Uh,
budget.
uh,
Um, they were supposed to show where he gave up the ping pong life. He became a father. He ended up like there were scenes where he's showing his son how to drive. And so it basically shows his entire life, right?
wow. I'm kind of glad that didn't happen, but that certainly would have been interesting.
Yeah. So look, I love I love it, and you know what? Once again, Mitch, this is one of those cases where, you talk about it, and it kind of makes me think of it in a different light. But regardless, I mean, there's no mystery here. You and I both agree that this is one of the best movies of 2025. Um, and I don't want to spend too much time left on it. So what's your what did you watch recently?
Yeah, I want to talk about a movie. Just one more thing. I do want to just I am really kind of wrestling with what that guy had said about, cheering for this guy uncritically. And I think people aren't doing that by and large. I think there is a recognition of his flaws and like, oh, don't want to be that way. Uh, and then just not wanting to kind of gloss over your own uh the y- my own things that I've done in my life that I regret, ways that I've hurt people. I don't know. I think about it that way. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to gloss over that just because I have this grace of of getting to have a family. Uh, I still think about a lot that stuff, and just to kind of say, well, it all turned out in the end. That's not good. But anyway, yeah, you're right. We're talking about Marty Supreme a lot. Um, so a movie that my grandfather screened for me, I bet you've seen, A Time to Kill.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I thought this was a very provocative movie. I mean, you could think of it just as like Beach Read, Grisham, normal legal thriller. But I mean, I thought it was aggressive and thought provoking. What did you think of that movie?
yeah, man. This is one of those movies that, of course, my dad watched. I was there when he watched it. He showed
Uh-huh.
it to me.
Uh-huh.
I think it's just one of those good old fashioned, uh, those solid films from the what is in the '90s, right? And
Yeah, and
oh, go ahead.
sorry, you go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just gonna add where maybe then I loved it more because my dad loved it. Where you just kind of like. But I did rewatch it later in life as an adult, and although it wasn't as much as great as I loved, back then, I still thought it was very entertaining. I thought it was a solid film. But
Uh,
what were you gonna say?
I think it's one of those that people might start to get into the mode where they say, "Well, that's a good dad movie," basically. And it is just like, you know, pulp. I
Yeah,
thought it was pretty thought-provoking though. Like, I think it actually kind of wrestled with the death penalty
yeah,
and with so a time to kill is a reference to the biblical book of Ecclesiastes. It says there's a time for everything under the sun. Time to
yeah,
live, a time to die, a time to gather, time to scatter, time to kill, time to refrain from killing, I think is the opposite of that one. A time to heal, a time to hurt. When is the time to kill? And not only in the conversation of the death penalty, but in the conversation of this father whose daughter, I mean, just suffered this unimaginable crime against her,
Yeah.
and then what he felt he had to do. I think there's a lot to think about here, and for it to give you, it was close to 2.5 hours long, for it to give you that much time to wrestle with that idea, and then to still be able to be, serviceable entertainment, basically, I think is a huge accomplishment. And then I also wanted to point out Samuel L. Jackson. He's almost never talked about in the all-time great actors. Everybody loves him. He's one of the highest paid actors, one of the most prolific actors in terms of how many movies he's been in. But dude, he's a really good actor. And in
Yeah.
this movie, there was one scene that just like made my heart stop a little. In the courtroom, McConaughey's giving his final closing arguments, and he said something that would have been hard for Samuel L. Jackson's character to hear. And it cuts back to him like 3 or 4 times during the speech. But like on one of the times, it cuts back to him when this hard thing has been said. And I swear, like I thought I saw flames in his eyes. Nothing changed. Like his eyes like dilated or
Yeah.
something. It was just like two twin flames like just ignited in his eyeballs. And like I was
Yeah.
like, what is this guy? This guy is a magician. He's a really good actor. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to say that about him.
Yeah, man. He never gets the credit. Like you said, obviously he's loved. I mean, he's still doing commercials. I mean, he has the Marvel
What's in
stuff
your wallet?
going on. Yeah, what's in your wallet? But you're right. I think he's not as appreciated as a great actor as much as he should be because,
And you
yeah,
could
he's
say he's
phenomenal.
always kind of himself, but so is Pacino and De Niro and Street. And.
Yeah, you're right. Denzel Washington, even.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
I
McConaughey.
don't. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen him in Eve's Bay or Bayou.
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, dude! You need to watch him in Eve's Bayou.
Okay.
I highly recommend it. It's one of Vanessa's favorites. Um, I,
He would be an
it,
interesting one for what we were talking about the other day, kind of going through their filmography and watching.
that's true,
It
dude.
would
And
take a
then
long time.
also he is in one of my all-time favorite I don't want to call it a gambling movie, but it's kind of like a not even a heist movie, but more of a coming of age story called Fresh. Have you seen Fresh?
Mm-mm, I don't know that one.
Oh my God, dude, come on, man. Look.
I'm
You
sorry, I don't watch any movies.
look. You've been talking about finding an actor. How about you just settle on Samuel L. Jackson? How about that? All right.
Yeah, if he didn't have 200 plus movies, no
Well,
way am
how,
I going to do Samuel L. Jackson.
look. How about you just select a few
How
and then
about you
just go.
back off, Sam?
Look, how about you select a few, starting with Fresh and Eve's
That's
Bayou?
select a few that I really want you to watch and just start there.
Yeah,
Just start with every movie I want you to watch.
there you go. I mean, I feel like,
What about you, man? What have you been watching?
well, dude, oh, shoot. Oh my gosh, dude, it is
Oh,
so windy here. It is
oh my
so
goodness.
windy.
No,
Wow.
yeah, same. Same here,
It's
dude.
windy over there?
Yeah, it's Wendy. This is my mom's name.
Oh, you're funny. Hold on, man. Oh,
No, it is windy here. It's a little chilly, but manageable outside. I'm not getting numb or anything.
yeah, so me and Vanessa, we watched last night, we watched The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, come on, dude.
That's her number one movie of all time, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly. And
and
in your top 25.
one of her Christmas presents, I
Oh,
got her the movie poster for it, and I got it framed and everything.
hey, that was my idea.
Yeah, so we got that, and then someone gifted me a Rudy movie poster.
Oh, dude, that's
Yes,
nice, man. Now
yes,
that's gonna be good in y'all's viewing room there.
yeah. I'll send you a picture of it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
please do.
We watched the Shawshank Redemption, and the whole time, we were watching it, and even up to the very end, I kept thinking, there's no wonder that this movie is considered number one on IMDb. It's just the last line, man. I hope.
I hope. Come
It,
on, man. That's powerful. You can't beat
it's
that.
you can't beat that, man. And it also has one of my favorite lines: "Get busy living, get busy dying."
Come on, somebody.
I mean, it's hey, good morning, man. How'd everything go? How'd your Christmas go and everything? Pretty good. Pretty chilling. Oh, really? Here?
Sam
Oh,
is popular.
I'll see you, man. See you later.
He walks into work and everybody's just like high fiving him and slapping him on the butt. And
But yeah, man, Shawshank, one of the greatest movies of all time. And then I did watch Side Effects last night.
oh
Have you
yeah,
seen, have you seen Side Effects?
yeah, Soderbergh. That was like his last movie before he retired.
Retired right back in 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I thought that's just such an effective little thriller, man. Um, yeah, I
Did
love
you see the
Soderbergh.
did you know the twist?
I remembered the twist, but I couldn't remember how everything uh happened. Like,
Lori says her dad completely called every twist in the movie. Like it was incredible.
did he see it?
Yeah, they were watching it together, and he was like, "Oh, this is gonna happen. This is coming up." And I was like, "What? Have you seen this?" Oh, okay.
Oh wow. Yeah, well, good for him,
I want to retire like Soderbergh, man. I want to retire and then make 6 movies a year.
All right, dude. Well, hey, I gotta go. I'm here at work.
See, man.